What's going on, Knicks fans? It is Anthony, joined by Chris, my co-host. The New York Knicks have won a playoff series. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 games, Chris. 5 games. They advanced to the second round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, right? I brought it up in the live stream that all the analysts that picked the Cavs, I named them by name. I brought it up, and I just, gave them a little shout out. But Chris, wow.
Unbelievable, man. I don't even know how to feel right now. I'm excited. I'm happy. Part of me is like, the job's not done yet. We got more work to do. Part of me wants to go run butt naked down the street. Oh, man.
Where do we begin? Number one, where do we begin? Jalen Brunson, amazing. Sends Donovan Mitchell home back-to-back years. We can begin with we can squash all the Donovan Mitchell trade talk. I never want to hear that trade again, Chris. I never want to hear that trade again.
Let's be real here. If the Cavs ended up winning this series, it's all we were going to hear was, oh, the Knicks messed up. The Knicks should have got Donovan Mitchell. And look, this is nothing against Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he could help any team, but I mean, we took care of business without a quote unquote superstar.
Quote unquote. So. Whatever they want to call a superstar nowadays. But in my eyes, and I'm sure in your eyes, and a lot of Knicks fans' eyes, Jalen Brunson is a superstar. I mean,
without a doubt.
The poise that he plays with, the humbleness, the shot creation. He even played some good defense tonight, and these guys were hungry. They wanted to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. They didn't want to go back to New York. Cavs, this is, if you're watching on YouTube, this is what the Cleveland Cavaliers were in Game 3s and 4. They were shaking. Madison Square Garden was too much for them, man. They did not want to go back to New York, and wow, I picked the Knicks in 7. Chris, they got it done in 5 games.
Hey, I picked the Knicks in 6. And there was moments in this game, too, where I was like, oh, all right, I guess it's going to be 6. But credit to the Knicks, man. I mean, they knew they had the chance to close this out, and they just went for it. I mean, the Cavs gave their best punch, and we just kept on rolling. I mean, shout out to Mitchell Robison, man. I tweeted out that he was the player of the series because he you gotta think about it. He dominated Jared Allen and Evan Mobley at the same damn time the entire series. They could do nothing with Mitch. Like,
Chris, he had 11 offensive rebounds tonight. You know what the Cleveland Cavaliers had as a team? 4. 4. They had 4 offensive rebounds as a team. Their game plan was stop Mitchell Robinson, and they couldn't. They had no answer for him.
They couldn't.
None.
And even if you go back to that Hawks series, we had no Mitchell Robinson. That could have been a different series. But, I mean, wow. Mitchell Robinson, like, again, Evan Mobley, who they talk about that he's going to be a superstar in the future. Jared Allen had passed All-Star.
All-Star.
Come on.
Chris, how tall is Jared Allen? He's like 7 foot. He had 4 rebounds tonight.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson took Cleveland's can. Look, he took their soul all series long. He was he dominated them all series long. In New York, he was dominating. Game 2 was the only hiccup where everyone played like pretty much crap in Game 2. But I keep going back to that Game 1 shot, that Game 1 Josh Hart shot, the Game 1 Julius Randle rebound, that clutch rebound in Game 1. To me, that if the New York Knicks, who's to say what happens if we don't win that game? But
it's true.
Looking back at the series, Chris, we take Game 1. We did what we had to do. Everyone's all happy. Everyone's like, yeah, go back to New York. Now we still home court, right? Take Game 3 in Madison Square Garden. Cleveland shook. Yeah. Cleveland is absolutely shitting themselves in MSG.
They were not ready. They were not ready for MSG. I wasn't ready for MSG.
I wasn't either. Like, we were watching it together, and
oh my god,
it was just going. Like, it was just bananas.
We were watching it together, and I knew it was gonna be crazy. I knew it was gonna be loud. I didn't know it was gonna be like that, though. I mean, shout out to New York. I mean, we got to be the greatest fans out there, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, up there, greatest fans in sports. But they were shook in Game 3. Then everyone's, they're talking about, oh, we got to take one. We can't go down 3-1. Donovan Mitchell said we can't go down 3-1. Game 4, they go up third quarter, and then they can't withhold the stadium, the crowd noise. The crowds was going crazy. I was at Game 4. They just can't. It was too much for them, man. You could see it in their faces. They weren't built for the MSG. They were not built for the moment, and especially when you got dogs on our squad. Josh Hart going 100% for offensive rebounds every single possession. Mitchell Robinson, I mean, before the series, there was a reporter who asked Mitchell Robinson, "Oh, you guys are going to have a tough time against those two guys over there." And Mitchell Robinson's like, "Why? We got, two guys here too. We got really three guys here." And boy, oh boy, man. First playoff series for Mitchell Robinson. Dominant, man.
Yeah, I mean, he earned his contract and then some. I mean,
4 years, $60 million. That's a bargain.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I was gonna bring it up. I was gonna say everybody was crushing the Knicks. Oh, that's an overpay. Why? Blah blah blah. Come on, man. Now you see why. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say he had the greatest of seasons, but when it matters the most, man, he showed up. And not only that, Mitch stayed out of foul trouble the entire series for the most part.
Good point.
I mean, changed the entire series. I mean, literally dominated both bigs from the Cavs, stayed out of foul trouble at that, and was just, if he wasn't blocking shots, he was just changing shots left and right. I mean, Mitch is ridiculous. Him, Josh Hart, I mean,
that has to be one
Josh
of
Hart
the
is
best
one.
trades. And
I mean, yeah. Talk about.
Do I want to say franchise history?
It's like a glove.
Do I want to say like franchise history? Like it's like I'm just so excited right now. We're going to the second round of the playoffs. Like it's
insane.
It's kind of, it really hasn't hit me yet. I mean, I'm just in awe. Like
that's I don't know how to feel because again, I mean, Knicks fans, Knicks Nation, they told us we're not supposed to be here.
Oh yeah,
we weren't supposed to be here. We're supposed to be a play-in team, at the best. Yeah, no, we just defeated the Cavs, the 4th seed. We're on the way to the second round to either face the Bucks or the Heat.
I mean,
this
later
is
in
amazing.
the pod, later in the pod we can get into who we want to face and hopefully. But I mean, the only downer in this game, Julius Randle finally got his rhythm, was dominant in the first half of this game 5. 13 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Was well on his way to a triple-double. Evan Mobley he stood no match to Julius Randle tonight. I mean, boy, he needs to bulk up this summer. But Randle dominant in the first half, gets hurt. Hopefully, this rest here coming up for the Knicks can, get Randle going. He was by the bench in street clothes in good spirits. Chris, everyone in game 5 stepped up. Yeah. Everybody. Obi Toppin came in for Julius Randle. Stepped up. Played great, man. Manu quickly.
Loved it.
Even though he had a 0 spot in game 4, he was playing good defense. Tonight, his shot was falling. That's the beauty of this. Well, we played our best half of the season. We haven't really played our like 100% complete game of Knicks basketball, which we've seen, which is like, I guess that's like the exciting part, right? Which we haven't even seen the best of this Knicks squad, man. I mean,
yeah, exactly. You've had Quickly who's been struggling until tonight basically. You had RJ that gave us 2 really bad games to start it. Julius wasn't himself. I mean, there wasn't a game where you could go and say, all right, everybody's clicking on all cylinders, and we still took care of the Cavs. I mean, you gotta be excited about that. I mean, it's unfortunate, Julius looks like he hurt that same ankle again. I was just holding my breath because, of course, Julius starts to get going. He's being aggressive. He's passing it awesome. Like crazy. Yeah, he was
looking like Magic Johnson out there, bro.
And like you said, he was horsing around Evan Mobley like Mobley was like nothing. Like it was, I was loving every minute. When I saw him go down,
Yeah, it stunk, man. It
it
stunk.
sucked, man.
It
But
really did.
I'm hoping it's not too serious, not as bad as the last one. Because man, I mean, we're gonna need Julius. We need that Julius Randle. I mean, if we get that type of Julius Randle, we get the same RJ who's been trending upward. Everything else can stay status quo because you know, I mean, this team, it just never ceases to amaze me, man. How well they play together as a team, man.
And the beauty of a series is every game is different, man. Every
Yep.
game in this series was different. Knicks, grinded out a win game one, game two, Cleveland. It was just, one of those games, right? I mean, it was one of those games where the Knicks were like, we did our job. Let's go home. Let's take care of business. Game 3 and 4, they take care of business. And in those 2 games in Cleveland, Chris, everybody was getting on RJ Barrett. RJ
Yep.
Barrett looked bad. Don't get it wrong. He didn't look great at all. He was, you know, I came on a lot of post games. I made a video about it. Barrett needs to take advantage of his matchup against Darius Garland, and he wasn't.
No.
And then he came home, Chris. He came home to MSG, and he hit a 180, and he hit a switch. I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know what RJ Barrett ate. I don't know what he changed in his routine. That is the freaking RJ Barrett that Knicks fans have been waiting for, and that is the RJ Barrett that we drafted, going to the rim, attacking at the rim, treating Garland like you shouldn't even be guarding me, which he did these last 3 games.
Yep.
Back to back to back great games out of RJ Barrett, Chris. And you see, when RJ Barrett is going, the Knicks are rolling.
Yes, sir. And I called it. I called
Yeah.
it before the series started. I said, Knicks win the series if RJ is hitting shots, man. Granted, he wasn't great from three, but he started to become aggressive, started to take advantage of his matchups, stopped being scared to drive in against, Evan Mobley, and
Oh, yeah.
just he just started finishing at a high rate, drawing fouls, you know, exactly what I wanted him to do, man. Stop settling for the long 3-point shots, just off the catch. I mean, I'm proud of RJ, man. I needed to see that. I mean, I was down on him big,
Yeah.
and you know he's been maddening all season. But like this just shows you, like, man, like if he can piece
He
it
has it.
together, he has it. He
He
has
has
the
it.
tools, man. He might not be the most athletic. He might not be the most flashy, but if you get the ball in the basket, that's all I care about. He has all the tools, man, and it's awesome. I'm really happy for RJ.
What do you think changed in him? Like, what do you think? To me, it was just like a confidence thing. Like, I just think when he came home, I don't know what happened. He said before game 5 that he heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say about him. Maybe that motivated him. Who knows? But I just think he just looked way more confident at home. And usually that's what happens, right? Guys come home, everyone's more relaxed. They play better in front of their home crowd, and that's what happened. But
Yeah.
what impressed me about him was game 5 tonight. He efficient. This was one of his most efficient games that he's had in a while. 2 of 4 from 3, 7 of 13 from the field, plus 21, a team high plus 21, 21 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. The Knicks figure something out, man. They figure something out with him, and credit to RJ Barrett, man, hitting that switch, getting us going, getting the squad going. Randall wasn't playing well at home, and we had Brunson obviously balling out in front of the MSG fans, and RJ Barrett was doing his thing. And just credit to them for rebounding the way they did, right? I mean, like you
Yeah,
said,
I
it
mean,
wasn't looking pretty, but we got it done. He got it done.
yeah, it was awesome, and I want to give a shout out to Tibbs, man. I mean, you saw those double teams as soon as Julius left the game. You saw boom right away, Cavs doubling Jalen Brunson right away, trying to get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible. And Tibbs put RJ on the opposite side with Jalen. As soon as he got double team, boom, that little pass to RJ, either open three or a drive in the paint. RJ was just killing them off of that. And I want to give a shout out to Tibbs because, in the past I've had beef with Tibbs, but
Yeah, he made
I
some
mean, this
credit
is
to
what
Thibs.
he's shining. He's shining right now. I
He
mean,
made a lot of adjustments this series.
yep.
One major adjustments was he would bring RJ or Josh Hart to give Jalen Brunson the screen rather than Randall or Mitchell Robinson to get the bigs away from Jalen Brunson. That was an adjustment. Julius Randle, obviously dealing with his ankle injury, his usage wasn't really high. We can go down the list. Mitchell Robinson, dominant. Isaiah Hardenstein didn't really play a good game tonight, but he was dominant all series long. This is what us Knicks fans. This is why I picked the Knicks. This is why you picked the Knicks. They're too deep for the Cavs. They were too deep for the Cavs all series long, and it showed. The Knicks were legit 10 deep, and the Cavs were searching. They were scrambling. They tried Danny Green. They tried Chetty Osman. Tonight, they tried Lamar Stevens. Didn't work. Isaac Okoro actually gave them some, pretty solid minutes tonight. Only played 20 minutes. But look at their starters' minutes. Mitchell, 44. LeVert, 37. Garland, 40. Jarrett Allen, 36. Evan Mobley, 39. And what do we say? These minutes are going to catch up to them. They didn't look like they wanted it tonight, man.
Yeah, they're not used to playing those types of minutes, man. I mean, it's not like, the guys in the Knicks that basically like any given night you could play the whole entire game. I mean, the Knicks, they're used to that. The Cavs, no way. I said it was going to catch up to them, and they were tired out there. Let's be real, man.
They look uninterested from start.
Yeah, which is insane considering like this is your elimination game. Like, I felt bad for Donovan Mitchell in a sense, man. He was trying his best, and these guys are just quitting on him.
A little part of me agrees with you. Like, he's a great kid. He's a great guy, great player. Says all the right things, but not tonight. We're celebrating.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad for them
at
all.
It's the New York Times. That's That's all I give. That's all I give today.
Yeah, I mean, they were scrambling all series long. Mitchell was Josh Hart, man. Had Mitchell in clamps.
Josh Hart.
Had Mitchell in clamps.
I can't say any more about Josh Hart, man. He basically played the entire damn game.
47 minutes for Josh Hart tonight. Only attempted 6 field goals, 4 points, 3 offensive rebounds, 12 rebounds for Josh Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, him along with Mitchell Robinson just quit the game. It's not fair.
He's a center in his own right.
It is not fair. He had more rebounds than Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen.
That's ridiculous.
They play so small. And we said this coming into the series. They're not a great rebounding team. They don't like rebounding the ball. They play very slow. Look, don't be – everyone that is surprised that the New York Knicks just did this, yeah, you could be surprised that they did this in 5.
Yeah.
But we were on here, man, saying that the defense has picked up, the rebounding. Yeah, the Knicks had some issues coming into the series. A 3-point defense obviously needed to be fixed. It seems like they got that fixed. And it seems like every game was somebody else's turn. And that's the beauty of having such a deep team. Brunson was solid throughout the series. And then quickly, first couple of games, no show. In the Garden, game 4, no points, played great defense. Tonight, stepped up, man.
Definitely. And you saw it again when Julius went down. Boom, Obi Toppin comes in and gives us huge points in the third quarter. I mean, 3-pointers. Played solid defense, dribble drive, pull-ups.
That was huge, Chris. I mean,
yeah, we needed it. We needed it because that was the Cavs' chance to try and basically. I mean, they cut it. They cut the lead down to I think almost 4 at one point.
I think they cut the lead down to. I don't think it got that close, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah, maybe 6. But man, we needed every bit of it.
And then quickly hit timely ththrees.
Yeah, exactly. And Josh Hart, man, he always seems to hit a timely shot. Like when we need it the most, he just has a knack for that, man.
Josh Hart, I mean, amazing series. Emmanuel Quickley, amazing game 5.
It was a great team win,
and that's what gives you confidence rolling into the next playoff round. I'm still when I say it, it just sounds so unreal. Like the next playoff round, like we're going to the next playoff. We're
round
going to
2,
the next
baby.
round
2.
And We can get into like the matchups later and whatnot, and things are opening up here, but we'll see, man. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but
Yeah, same. I'm trying to keep composed, trying to be like Jalen Brunson. We got a lot of work to do.
We got a lot of work.
It's not over. We're not celebrating.
I guess we can roll into Jalen Brunson. I mean, that's what gave me confidence in this series from the beginning of the series. I was like, it's because we have number 11 running the ship. We saw what he did last year with the Dallas Mavericks, balled out. We saw what he did versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Chris, we have an amazing point guard, and 1 amazing point guard, 2 amazing person, 3 he's humble, man. Like after game 4 in MSG, there was somebody who asked him, like, "Oh, you guys are like one step closer. How do you feel right now?" And you just see him like shaking his head, like, "No, we still got one more to go, man. We're one step closer, but job's not done."
Yeah,
and that mentality right there, I love it, man.
I love it, man.
How do you not love the guy? Like, how do you not love that?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh. And look, we were out there having fun. We were celebrating those wins too. But in the back of my mind, that's exactly how I felt, man. Because you can't take it for granted, You're just like, oh man, but I really want the series to be, I want that series win, man. It's not over. And I mean, that's what we're getting with Jalen Brunson, right? We're getting that poise, that steady hand. And you saw it all throughout this game. The Cavs kept, trying to punch us in the face, and he would just calm it down. He wouldn't panic. Even when he had a couple of bad turnovers, late in this game, kept the poise, just came right back. Didn't go, didn't try to do anything too crazy. Just continued with the same flow, same offense, and that's something the Knicks have been missing forever. I mean, just a general who can just bring the ball up, get the offense going, settle everybody down. I mean, what price do you put on that?
You can't put a price. He's priceless. Like, you look at the contract now. Obviously, he's underpay. Obviously, he should be getting the supermax. Honestly, if he went to the Knicks saying, "Oh, can I get more money?" I would be like, "Okay, get more money." Like, let's rework your contract. I don't even know if that's possible. Probably not, but I'm just saying, like, he's just one of those players that you just love to have on your team. Versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in this series, 25 points a game, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, shooting 45% from 3, 47% from the field, eating their lunch. Jalen Brunson was eating their lunch, man. They tried to Okoro.
Defenders like twice his size, basically. All right, maybe not twice his size, but
he scored over 20 points in every single game.
Ridiculous.
27 points in game 1, victory, 20 points game 2, 21 in game 3, 29 in the Garden on Sunday, which, I mean, he took control of that game in the fourth quarter when they needed him the most. He had a tough 3 at the end of quarter number 3. Gave the Knicks a 2-point lead, and then the fourth quarter he was just dominant. Cleveland had no answer from him. They were rattling, they were shaking, and then tonight closed the deal. 23 points for JB, and I mean, the New York Knicks are advancing to the second round of the playoffs. It's just like,
you gotta believe it, man. I see it in your face. You're like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
the Knicks are advancing.
2012, right, Chris? That's the last time. A decade, man.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
even that team was, we ran into the Indiana Pacers. I'm throwing it back here a little bit, but obviously we ran into the Pacers, the Melo team. But I just think this team,
Roy Hibbert block.
Oh yeah, the Hibbert block on Melo at the rim.
That was pain, man.
Giving me nightmares right now.
Yeah, for real.
But this team is different, man. Like, obviously we had Melo leading the ship that year, but we have so many guys that can contribute, and hopefully Randall can get healthy here. But Chris, this team is different, man. It feels different. Like, it feels like one of those years where we could make it to the finals. We could be the Detroit Pistons.
That's legit the beauty of it.
like
Imagine.
I guess we can get into the matchups now. Obviously, the Miami Heat. We're recording this on Wednesday night. The Heat are, going back and forth with the Bucks here. So if the Heat win this game, the New York Knicks face the Heat. So don't know if you guys are gonna be listening to this. If the Heat win, obviously we know our opponent is going to be the Miami Heat, or if the Bucks come back and extend that series, which is what we want, right, Chris? We want the Bucks to come back and extend that series just off the help of Randall.
Yeah, I mean, we could use more rest time. I mean, for Randall to. I mean, again, we don't know the extent of that ankle injury he got, but I wouldn't mind the Bucks pushing it to 7 games. At this point, I mean, that'd be great for us. Just let us, heal up a bit.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, like you said, the Heat are bringing it to the Bucks, man. I mean, what matchup do you like better, the Bucks or the Heat? I
Um,
mean, I know
Obviously
it's
the
kind of
Heat.
obvious a bit,
Yeah.
but
Obviously the Heat. Even though the Heat, yeah, I mean the Heat are beating up on the Bucks. I mean, it's
yeah,
surprising that they're even up in that series. Or if they won that series, if you're whether you're listening to this later in the week, but obviously it's the Heat. Knicks match up well with the Heat, but it'll be like one of those old school,
oh man,
rivalry matchups again. Knicks Heat in the playoffs. Pat
that'll
Riley,
be a
MSG,
physical.
Miami.
That'll be a very physical series, man. That's gonna be just punches thrown left and right, man.
Yeah. Um, you want the Heat, right? Obviously. I mean, let us know in the comments below who you guys want. Heat, Bucks. Obviously we already know if it's the Heat, but obviously it's the Heat. And the thing is, they've lost 2 guys, man. Tyler Hero, big
Yeah,
part of their team. They've lost
yep.
them, and they're still giving the Bucks issues. Which
That's the crazy thing about it. I mean, the way the Knicks are playing, though. I mean, whether it's the Bucks, whether it's the Heat, man, I give us a chance no matter what in the series, man. Because you just like right now, who thought Miami would be up, 3 games to 1 on the Bucks? Come on, anything can happen in the playoffs, man. And the way the Knicks have been playing, if we could piece it all together, and everybody is just having, you know, great games and just playing really solid, I say we can beat anybody out there.
Jalen Brunson just tweeted. They're on the plane right now. He said, "See one, send one," and then he has the 3-point celebration of him doing
Uh-oh.
this. He's locked in, bro. They're trying to get the hell out of Cleveland, bro. They didn't want to be in Cleveland, bro. Yo, they did not want to be in Cleveland. Let me just put the
That's
picture
crazy.
in the stream. There it is.
Oh, there's that man.
There's that man.
The
There's the
bad man
dog
right there.
with his Ray-Bans on the flight. Dog. Dog, bro.
Oh,
Let's go. Yo, Chris.
this is insane, man.
I'm still trying to process this. I'm about to cry right now. Yo, Knicks in 5, bro. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought they would beat the 4th seed? They pulled what the Hawks did to us. They beat the 4th seed in 5 games in Cleveland. Send them home in Cleveland, man.
It's
And
crazy.
now we got to worry about the Randall injury, obviously, but I'm sure he's a warrior, man. He's gonna be a dog. I'm sure he's gonna be ready for game 1 of the second round, man. I'm sure he'll be out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll, you know, I didn't see him as bad as the last one. I mean, he was able to walk it off a bit, well, not walk it off, but walk on his own, which I think is a great sign because I think the last time it happened, he supposedly, fell and couldn't get back
Yeah,
up.
he
So
fell down the tunnel. Yeah,
yeah, so hopefully it's not that bad. I mean, I don't see him staying out. I mean, it just sucks, man. He was just getting into the flow. He was
yeah.
becoming Randall of old, and boom, gone just like that.
Every
But
Knicks player is tweeting right now. Every Knicks player is on the flight heading back to New York. Man, you quickly just tweeted New York. Let's go,
oh man,
bro. Yo, this
I'm sure they're waiting for them over there in New York, man. I wish I had a camera to see what the hell's going on in the
yo.
city right now.
If honestly, if I was living by Westchester, I would be waiting at the airport until they got back right now. Because we know they fly into Westchester.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's everyone is probably excited right now, and we just have to keep giving everyone their love, man, their flowers, bro. I mean,
And this team is battling. We gotta continue to root for this team. Continue to represent for New York, man. I mean, we gotta enjoy this. You know, first and foremost, Knicks Nation, enjoy this.
for sure.
Who
Man.
knows? Who knows when's the next time it'll happen? I mean, you gotta enjoy this ride, man. This Knicks team is just gritty, and you just gotta enjoy it, man. Enjoy it while it's happening.
Chris,
Live in the moment.
all we heard when Donovan Mitchell, and I was a part of that, the Donovan Mitchell trade, right? All we heard was like, could you imagine what Donovan Mitchell on the New York Knicks would be? And the New York Knicks just put that to bed. They simply put that to bed, man. RJ Barrett stepped up these last 3 games, quickly stepped up tonight. Obi Toppin, all the guys that probably would have been in that deal stepped up. And Josh Hart locked up Donovan Mitchell. So Knicks didn't get it done. Squashed that Donovan Mitchell trade talk. You know, Stephen A. Smith kept coming on the air saying Knicks should have did it. Oh, Knicks would have been a hell of a contender if they would have had Donovan Mitchell. And look at us now. We are a contender with our squad that we got.
Yeah, you heard it. Yeah, I also heard it on the Michael K show as well. They were talking about, oh, what if Donovan Mitchell actually became a Knick? You know, like where would the Knicks be if they actually traded these pieces that they held on to?
You think we would be in the same spot we are now?
I mean,
I don't.
It's hard to believe that. It's hard to believe that. And I'm not saying that we wouldn't be like, maybe we would be a play-in team or something like that, you know, because we would have lost way too much. If you look back to the season and you just tally up everything Obi did, everything that quickly gave us, you know, everything, you know, the games that RJ won for us, you know, if those guys were going, Quinn Grimes, if those guys were going, I mean, that's a lot of stuff for just one guy, you know, superstar or not, to just, you know, provide, in my opinion. I don't see the Knicks, you know, I'm not saying they weren't going to be a good team with Mitchell, but I don't think they were going to be this,
bro. We put that to bed, man. I mean, before the season, I was like, let's pump the brakes. Mitchell's in Cleveland now.
Yep.
Let's look at our point guard that we have on our team, Jalen Brunson. We got a guy that just sent Mitchell home twice. Now you sent him home twice. You sent Donovan Mitchell home twice.
Wasn't a fluke.
Wasn't a fluke in Dallas. Dallas dropped the ball. Thank you, Mark Cuban. Appreciate it.
How are they feeling over there?
Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, with the debacle going on over there in Dallas about the pick and whatnot. Could you imagine if we get that 11 pick?
Oh, man. That would be the cherry on top.
Please, NBA, do the right thing.
Oh, man.
Do the right thing. But Jalen Brunson, man, running the ship, running the show, and he's just beat all the odds, man. He's just I'm listening to like all these other podcasts. You know, everyone's like shocked that, you know, the way he's been playing, excuse me, and the way he's been, you know, contributing to this Knicks squad, and we've seen this all year from him, man. Chris, this guy wasn't an all-star. He didn't win the most improved player award. He's probably not going to be on an all NBA team. And look what he's doing. Look what he's doing right now.
I at this point in time, I feel like it's like disrespectful. I mean,
disrespectful.
Come on. I mean, what more does he have to do? I mean,
nothing. Obviously, at this point, it's just disrespectful, bro. I mean,
yeah, that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I mean, I thought for sure he was going to be a lock for like most improved, but not even that. I mean,
I think Kenny Smith had a saying. It's like you make your name in the regular season, but you make your fame in the playoffs. And Jalen Brunson has been, you could tell he lives for these moments.
Yeah.
When the lights go on, he lives for these moments. Dropping 29 in the Garden. What was it in game 3? 24 in the Garden, and in a closeout game, poised, humble. We eliminated the Cleveland Cavaliers. We sent them home, man. Book your flights to Cancun, Cleveland. Book those flights, man.
Heads are gonna roll in that organization, man.
They got no picks
like that by the Knicks.
They
Yeah,
got
they
no
mortgaged
picks.
their entire future.
Mortgage their
Gone.
future.
Their future is gone, man. Like, don't get me
Oh
wrong. I mean,
man.
they got some good players there, but to be taken out the way they did, that's an epic fail right there. I mean, a gentleman's sweep, basically.
Gentlemen sweep. If you were to tell me before the series that the Knicks were winning at 5, I've heard it. I heard Knicks fans saying it. Love the enthusiasm. I
Yeah,
would have been like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And then they win at 5.
it's
They went
insane.
in
I mean,
Cleveland. We don't even
this
have
was
home
supposed
court.
this was supposed to be the game where the Cavs came back and said,
Yeah,
"All right,
let's
we're
go
gonna
back to New
take this
York.
one." Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
and we
Before this
said,
game, I was nervous. I was like, all right,
"Oh, I
anything
was forget it."
before game 5, I was like, okay, like, yeah, Cleveland's gonna come out firing. We'll see. But then the Knicks punched him in the face first, man. And Cleveland was like, they checked out early,
And
and
that's
they were checking flights at halftime, bro. To Cancun, they were
and
checking their
that's what I
flights.
love, man, about Jalen freaking Brunson, man, because he came into this game and right off the bat, he was like, "Nah, I'm going for the jugular right now. I'm letting them know we're trying to take this game." And he put the pressure on the Cavs, man. I mean, the entire Knicks squad did. It's just amazing, man. It's such what a time, man, to be freaking alive.
Mitchell Robinson in the postseason. Game 1, 8 rebounds. Game 2, everyone had a down game, 5 rebounds. Game 3, 7 rebounds. Game 4, 11 rebounds. Tonight, 18 rebounds and 13 points, along with 3 block shots and 2 steals for Big Mitch. They had no answer for him, man. They were scheming around ways to try to, get him away from the basket. Didn't work. When you have guys that have drive for the basketball, like Mitchell Robison, Josh Hart, even Randall, when he's healthy, he's a great rebounding forward. When you have guys like that, it's tough to defend. It's tough to defend, man.
Yeah, you can't teach hustle, right? You can't teach effort. I mean, they just went after it all, man. I mean, Mitch, his motor was insane, man.
Yeah, bro. And even I want to give credit to I was game 4. When was it? When did Tom Thibodeau put Deuce McBride in to guard Donovan Mitchell? Had him on clamps, bro.
Yeah.
I was literally right there watching it. McBride had Donovan Mitchell on clamps.
That's when he hit the big 3 as well, right?
Hit a 3. Everyone was like, wow. We had Deuce McBride came in a game, ice cold, sitting on the bench the whole game, came in a game and put Donovan Mitchell on clamps and hit a big 3. And when you have, I say we're 10 deep, 9, 10 deep, we could be 11 deep. I mean, guys are ready on the bench, man. Guys are ready. And credit to Deuce McBride for that moment. And everyone was giving him props for that moment in game 4. And it just, you could tell that gave the Knicks a boost to gaining lead in the fourth quarter. I mean, we can look at moments when game 1, Isaiah Hardenstein, that tip rebound. Remember, he underhanded tipped the rebound and gave the Knicks a second chance opportunity. I'm just going down a list here. RJ Barrett tonight, baller. Josh Hart every single game. I mean, let's go to Josh Hart's stats in this series. I mean, let's look at his rebounds. 12 rebounds tonight. He's out rebounding their centers, bro. 7 rebounds in game 4, 6 in game. Mind you, he hurt his ankle in game 1.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I think that was probably the game that he played the worst in.
Game 2,
the aftermath of that.
Yeah, game 2 he played the worst, and then the Knicks had 2 days off, and then in the Garden, adrenaline was hitting him. Played amazing. Everyone had their freaking moments in this series. Julius Randle tonight, first half, set the tone. Randle was dominant. I mean, on his way to a triple-double. Game 1, Julius Randle, big offensive rebound. Where would we be in this series without that offensive rebound and without that Josh Hart 3? I don't know.
100%. And Can't forget that. I mean, that was one of the biggest boards of that. I mean, that basically sealed the game right
Yeah.
there. That sequence. Um, I mean, it was like you said. We're a deep team. I mean, everybody is contributing. I mean, everybody contributed in this series win, and that's what we have to look forward to in the next round. I mean, any given night, you don't know who it's gonna be, but you know that it's not just gonna be one particular person. It might be, 3 or 4 guys, and that's scary because when there's a night when, Julius is going off or Jalen Brunson is going off, and then you have to, send double teams to them, and you got people like Quickly, Obi, RJ, you got Mitch down low, Hartenstein. I mean,
It's tough, man.
that's tough, man. All stars or not, or superstars or whatever you want. I mean, that's it's tough to play against a team that has that much depth.
Yeah, man. It's it's really hard for opponents to scheme that, and and the Cavs had issues. We look at the Cavs this series; they had their issues with Mitchell Robinson. They were scrambling. They're not a deep team. They tried Danny Green, the corpse of Danny Green. They tried him, gave them a spark, and they tried him in game 2, right? And actually gave him a little spark.
Yeah.
Chetty Osman, good 3-point shooter. Dean Wade didn't play. Lopez didn't play. Rubio played in spurts in this series, but before the series, I was like, I don't even know how much Rubio was gonna play. And I had Cavs fan. I remember a Cavs fan in particular was like, "That's how I know you don't know basketball, because you think Ricky Rubio is not gonna play."
He didn't play,
and then he didn't play.
Yeah,
so
it's not like he's a knockdown shooter. I mean,
he has a great pass, great point guard, but
yeah,
he didn't play. He played, but he wasn't effective.
Yeah.
And then game 1, obviously you had the Mitchell blow up game. Game 2, that was their best game. Garland was going off. Mitchell had 13 assists. And then game 3 and 4 in Madison Square Garden when they were rattled. And tonight, it just looked like they packed it in, and the New York Knicks send the number 4 seed home. They leave them in Cleveland like we wanted them to do. Now we got some time to look onto the next round, Chris. And that's the beauty of getting it done in 5, man. We got some time to analyze who our next opponent is, and whether it's the Heat, whether it's the Bucks. It's just, I'm just continuing. I'm just like so in loss of words. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and I love what Tibbs said at that post game where they asked him, like, basically, who do you guys want to play? Like, what do you do now? Type of deal. And he was like, well, we're prepared for both. I'm already prepared. I already have all the game plan for both teams.
He said that?
Wait. Yeah, he said, why wait? He said, I'm prepared. He said, why wait? This man already has game plans going for the Heat and game plans going for the Bucks. I mean, you gotta love that, man.
Of course,
you gotta love that.
He's on the plane right now watching the Heat game and the Bucks. They all are. They're watching that game closely.
He probably has like 4 screens around him right now, breaking down tape on one, watching the game on another, watching past Heat games on another.
He's an animal.
This is where Tibbs, can like stunt on people. Basically, I mean, this is what we wanted to have a coach like Tibbs with this type of experience.
Yeah.
Did he drive us insane during the regular season at times? Hell yeah. Did we want him fired at times? Hell yeah. But you know what? You gotta give the credit to Tibbs, man. He's made adjustments. He's made big adjustments. He's showing you he's not same old Tibbs,
No, he's not. And like you said, man, I was calling for his head at the beginning of the season. But he's proven me wrong, and he's proven a lot of Knicks fans wrong. He outcoached JB Bickerstaff this whole series, and credit to them, man. Like you said, they're probably on the plane right now watching the Cavs game, and there is Josh Hart doing a Jalen Brunson celebration. If you're on Spotify and Apple Music, come join us here on YouTube. But I'm just showing the graphic of Josh Hart doing the JB celebration. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Everyone's hyped on that plane, man. Everyone is hyped.
Man.
Everyone is simply
happy, man. It's just insane, man.
Oh, we got some
Freaking
Julius Randle news. So Ian Begley just tweeted, Julius Randle was walking cautiously in the post-game locker room, but league sources told SNY that the early impression is the sprain is not as severe as Randle's prior ankle ailment. He missed 2 weeks for that previous ankle injury and returned for Game 1 of the Cavs series. Good news, man. Good news.
That's good news. They should be carrying Julius around. Don't even let him walk right now.
Put him in a wheelchair, man. Don't even let him walk, man.
Yep.
That's good news, though. Hopefully we can get Randle ready for Game 1 of Round 2. Oh, my goodness, Chris. The Knicks get it done in 5 games. Oh, man. It's just incredible series. Brunson, that dude. Mitch Robison, that dude. Everyone's that dude. Hart's that dude.
Everyone.
Hardenstein is that dude. I mean, guys, enjoy this. Like Chris said early on in the pod, enjoy this, man. This is incredible. Fans outside of MSG probably going. If this was at MSG, I memean, the streets would have been shut down right now. I mean,
I want to be back there. I want to know what's going on out there.
I mean, the MSG faithful has been amazing this whole season long, especially games 3 and 4 when we were out there. It's just, it's been incredible, man, and can't wait for Round 2. Can't wait,
man. The build up is gonna be something, man. I can't put it into words, man. If my kids weren't asleep right now, man, I'd be freaking going crazy screaming right now.
Yeah, my daughter's asleep. Both of your daughters are asleep. So, yeah, man. I mean, I guess we can wrap this up here, Chris. I mean, we'll come out with a new episode when we know our opponent, and then we'll break it down. But enjoy this win. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy this Knicks team. Enjoy it, man. This has been an incredible season, incredible series. Go Knicks, man.
Let's go Knicks.
Go Knicks, man. We'll be back. This has been episode 8 of the Knicks Nation podcast. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Chris is holding up 5 fingers. Knicks game 5. Knicks get it done in 5 games. Let's go. Appreciate every single one of you. If you're on Spotify, iTunes, give us a rating. We'll see. And I actually have some jerseys to give away here soon. So stay tuned for that. Hold on. Let me got a Julius Randle jersey.
Oh, there we go.
And then I have an RJ Barrett jersey. So
RJ Barrett.
Hey, man. Make sure you guys stick around here, man. We're giving away a few things, man. So we can wrap this up. Appreciate every single one of you. Let's go Knicks. We'll be back to preview Round 2. Peace.